Picture this. The cameras flashed, the crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession. It's a Friday night in West Hollywood. The air has that heavy, electric hum of a California evening. And outside the famously exclusive Sunset Tower Hotel, the darkness is just being violently punctured by a relentless strobe of camera flashes.
It's the kind of chaotic scene that, usually requires a massive red carpet, but here it's literally just a valet stand.
Right. And at the absolute center of this storm of light is Shakira. Standing right beside her is a tall, mysterious man in a dark jacket. They're smiling, they're laughing, and suddenly, Shakira's hotel sighting has everyone asking the exact same question.
Oh, absolutely. The internet was they were going crazy before her car even pulled out into traffic.
Exactly. So welcome to Starscope Report, where we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
Today, we are unpacking this massive viral sighting, but we're using it to answer a much bigger question. Like, how do stars actually wield their privacy in an era of 24/7 digital surveillance?
To get to the bottom of that, we've pulled together a fascinating stack of sources for you. We're looking at entertainment journalism, international pop culture coverage from Daily Beirut, and direct celebrity sighting reports from Des Moines via the Express Tribune and Soy Carmine.
Plus some really deep dive biographical research on the people involved. It is a lot of ground to cover.
It really is. We're going to figure out exactly who this man opening Shakira's car door is and look at how the whole machinery of pop culture speculation operates. So let's start with the visual evidence that set the internet ablaze.
Yeah, the photos themselves are giving people just a massive amount of visual data to process.
Totally. So Shakira is wearing this striking black corset-style camisole. She's paired it with high-waisted dark blue flare jeans that feature this massive, almost architectural statement metal buckle.
And those ultra-high, chunky platform heels.
Yes. And she's just holding a black leather jacket, casually draped over her arm.
That specific styling feels so highly intentional. It communicates a very specific attitude, like, I know I am operating in a highly visible space, but I remain effortlessly unbothered by the lens. It's armor, but casual armor.
Casual armor, I like that. And her companion is playing the perfect visual counterweight to that energy. He's in a casual black jacket, a loose button-down shirt left open over a dark tee, classic straight-leg blue jeans, and dark leather boots.
But the fashion isn't what sent social media into a total tailspin. It's the action.
Right. They're deeply engaged in conversation, and when their ride finally pulls up, he chivalrously opens the passenger door for her.
Which, in the visual language of paparazzi journalism, a door hold is practically a billboard announcing a romantic narrative.
Oh, 100%.
But to truly understand why the public became so instantly and deeply invested in this one micro-interaction, we really have to examine the emotional backdrop of the last few years.
Right. Shakira split from soccer star Gerard Piqué back in 2022.
Exactly. That wasn't just a breakup. It was a global pop culture earthquake. That was the end of an 11-year partnership, and it was a highly publicized, incredibly messy dissolution surrounded by persistent rumors of his infidelity.
I think this is where the psychology of parasocial relationships really kicks in for you as a consumer of pop culture. When a public figure goes through a deeply publicized trauma, the public feels like they lived through it with her.
Yeah, we use celebrities as avatars for our own emotional justice.
We do. Millions of people are projecting their own desire for Shakira to have this triumphant, cinematic, happy ending onto a guy who, basically just happens to be holding a door.
That hits the nail on the head.
Huh.
The internet abhors a vacuum, especially when it involves the love lives of women who the public perceives as having been wronged. The audience demands a redemption arc.
They really want the scales balanced. And since that split, the media has desperately tried to write that next chapter for her.
Yeah.
Oh, they've cast a dozen different leading men.
Oh, yeah. She's been linked to NBA superstar Jimmy Butler, Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton.
Even Lucien Laviscount from Emily in Paris.
Right. Yet none of those rumors materialized into a confirmed public relationship. The narrative just kept stalling out.
But projecting a guaranteed rom-com ending onto this new photo is incredibly dangerous when you actually look at who this guy is. And wait till you hear who he actually is, because that is where the story takes a massive turn.
It really does. He isn't built for the Hollywood gossip machine at all.
Not even a little bit. When I first saw the photos, I didn't instantly recognize him outside of his usual on-screen wardrobe, but This is Manuel Garcia-Rulfo. He is a 45-year-old rising Hollywood heavyweight.
And his background is fascinatingly removed from the typical child star pipeline. His trajectory is entirely distinct from the traditional Hollywood ecosystem.
Yeah, trace his roots for us.
So he was born in Guadalajara and grew up on a family ranch in Jalisco, Mexico. This is someone whose formative years were spent riding horses, deeply immersed in nature, far away from any industry spotlight.
Which explains so much about his current relationship with visibility. Like, I was amazed to read in our sources that he originally wanted to be a National Geographic photographer.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted to be the person behind the lens, observing the world rather than the subject being observed.
That detail is crucial for understanding his psychology. He eventually found his way to the New York Film Academy, but he brings an observer's groundedness to his acting. His resume reflects a really slow, deliberate build.
Right, from playing Uncle Pedro in Bless Me Ultima to his breakout as Vasquez in the Magnificent Seven remake.
Oh, and I have to mention the gun training for that.
Oh my gosh, yes. One of the best details from the source material is that he got terrible, painful blisters all over his hands from spinning those prop guns all day. But his reaction was just to find the whole ordeal hilarious.
It paints a picture of a guy who doesn't take the Hollywood facade too seriously. And obviously it paid off, because he is currently anchoring Netflix's massive hit, The Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah, as Mickey Holler. And he's stepping into the blockbuster space with the upcoming 2025 release of Jurassic World Rebirth.
But beyond his filmography, there's a layer to his identity that makes this entire media circus deeply ironic. Manuel is the great-nephew of the legendary Mexican author Juan Rulfo.
For anyone listening who might not be familiar with Latin American literature, Juan Rulfo is an absolute titan. His novel, Pedro Páramo, is widely considered a masterpiece that heavily influenced the magical realism movement.
It's foundational literature. And Manuel is deeply tethered to that artistic heritage. He actually starred in and executive produced the 2024 film adaptation of his great-uncle's masterpiece.
Wow.
Yeah, he is anchored to his cultural roots in a way that feels very authentic, very grounded.
Okay, let's pause on that because I have to push back on this narrative the internet is constructing right now. I'm looking at the facts, and this pairing feels like a collision of two entirely different realities.
Oh, so.
Well, Shakira is the ultimate global pop megastar. She literally performs on stadium stages. Her life is lived in the blinding glare of the international press. And this guy, he famously deletes his Instagram account.
That's true.
When he does occasionally post, it's like a landscape or a horse. He hates the social media game. How does a shadow-dwelling actor actually navigate a relationship with a hyper-visible megastar?
The skepticism is completely warranted, but consider the psychology of that exact contrast. When you live your life inside a hurricane of public attention, as Shakira does, you don't necessarily want to date another hurricane.
You want to date the mainland.
Exactly. Manuel's legendary privacy might be the exact appeal. His last known relationship was with Audrey McGraw, the daughter of Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Oh, another family that knows a thing or two about intense public scrutiny.
Precisely. And Manuel and Audrey managed to end their relationship in early 2026 so quietly that the entertainment press barely even registered it until it was already ancient history. He operates in the shadows by absolute choice.
So when the shadow-dwelling actor and the stadium-filling pop star collide at a valet stand in West Hollywood, the resulting friction creates an undeniable media firestorm. We are casting him as the leading man in her redemption arc.
But here's the reality check. The leading lady literally just told the press she isn't casting.
Right. And hey, if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you subscribe. We've got even crazier stories ahead. But getting back to Shakira, the timeline of her public statements makes this whole situation fascinating.
It really does.
Just weeks prior to this Sunset Tower sighting, Shakira sat down for an in-depth cover story with People magazine. She explicitly, clearly stated that she had put her love life on a hard pause.
Yeah, what was her exact quote from the source?
She said, "I'm just thinking of raising my kids. I don't see that for now, maybe when they're older." Yeah. She is fiercely protective and deeply focused on her two sons, Milan, who is 13, and Sasha, who is 11.
So the public is screaming romance, while the subject herself has officially declared a hiatus from romance, which makes a response to the Sunset Tower photos a brilliant case study in modern public relations.
It's incredible. The photos drop. The internet loses its mind. Every gossip blog is demanding confirmation. And what does Shakira do?
She ignores it entirely.
Completely. She logs onto Instagram, breaks her silence, and instead of addressing the actor who held the car door, she posts a massive glowing thank you to the Italian luxury brand Etro.
Right, for the amazing custom creations she wore on her Las Mujeres Ya no Lloran tour.
Exactly. She posts photos from her Los Angeles concert and entirely changes the subject back to her art and her fashion.
It's an elegant maneuver. Think about the mechanics of the digital rumor mill. If she issues a formal statement through a publicist saying, "We are just friends," the denial itself becomes the architecture of the story.
Oh, for sure. The headline instantly becomes, Shakira denies dating Manuel Garcia-Rulfo.
It's like conversational judo. Instead of pushing back against the rumor's momentum, which just creates resistance and friction that the algorithm loves, she steps aside.
She lets the momentum carry the public right into an advertisement for her world tour. She starves the gossip of oxygen by feeding the algorithm something else.
She understands that you cannot control what the internet speculates, but you can control where you direct the traffic that speculation generates.
But I have to ask you, does a PR denial or a pivot even matter anymore? I mean, I was looking at the comments under that Etro post. She's talking about Italian luxury fabrics, and half the comment section is still asking her about the guy from the Lincoln Lawyer.
It's wild.
It feels like the internet just decides its own truth the second a photo drops, regardless of what the celebrity actually says.
That is the defining tension of modern fame. The audience feels entitled to the narrative, which means celebrities have to make highly strategic decisions about how they navigate this exact public hunger.
And later in the episode, we'll talk about a shocking twist nobody saw coming with another huge celebrity couple. But looking at the sources we've gathered, we can map out a fascinating spectrum of how different stars handle their privacy today.
Absolutely. Think about your own social media for a second.
Yeah.
We all do a micro version of this, right? Choosing what parts of our weekend to post, what parts of our relationships to hide, basically curating our realities.
Yeah, but for celebrities, the stakes aren't just social. They are financial and algorithmic. There is no one-size-fits-all playbook.
And on one extreme end of that spectrum, we have what I call the fortress approach. This requires immense discipline. The ultimate example right now is Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Oh, they are the absolute gold standard of operational security in Hollywood.
We just saw a recent report from Daily Beirut about them making their first public appearance as a married couple. They attended the Amsterdam photo call for Spider-Man. Brand new day.
I have to mention Zendaya's outfit from the sources. She always understands the assignment. She was in this incredible Louis Vuitton look.
She never misses. But look at the context of that appearance. In an era of camera phones and relentless leaks, they managed to keep their actual marriage entirely secret.
Completely secret. The only reason the public even found out was because Zendaya's longtime stylist, Law Roach, accidentally let it slip on a red carpet.
Which implies an incredible level of discipline. It means they shut out publicists, agents, the entire Hollywood machine.
And when Tom Holland finally did address it, the quote he gave was incredibly moving. He called Zendaya his person and described her as the bedrock that helps him survive a deeply stressful industry.
Notice the strategy there. They built an impenetrable fortress around their personal lives. They only lower the drawbridge on their own exact terms, release a carefully chosen statement, and then pull the drawbridge right back up.
They refuse to feed the Daily Machine. But hey, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Because if we swing the pendulum to the exact opposite end of the spectrum, things get wild.
Yes, we find the hyper-visible approach. These are the stars who don't hide from the public gaze. They monetize it and weaponize it.
Cardi B is the master of this domain. Let's analyze the New York viral moment highlighted in our sources.
So Cardi steps out in New York wearing an incredibly revealing, highly provocative red latex two-piece outfit. It's a minimal top with a plunging neckline, a low-rise ankle-length skirt, paired with a massive, chunky diamond cross pendant.
And she deliberately sparks fan debates. She posts a video of herself twirling and confidently walking away, and immediately the internet fractures into a massive debate over authenticity versus plastic aesthetics.
And that fracture is the entire point. Half of her audience is praising her, celebrating her confidence, declaring she is the era.
Meanwhile, the other half is tearing her apart. They are debating her authenticity, literally zooming in and dissecting every frame of the video to debate cosmetic procedures.
But here's the secret of the attention economy. The algorithm cannot tell the difference between praise and outrage. It only measures engagement.
Wow, that's so true.
When people are arguing in the comments, they are driving her video to the top of everyone's feed. She is deliberately sparking polarization. because polarization is profitable.
She knows exactly what a red latex outfit and a diamond cross are going to do to the cultural conversation. It's highly calculated visibility. And it's not just musicians. Look at how influencers play this game, too.
Right. We reviewed the coverage of influencer Stassi Chronicolo posting a photo dump from a beach in Monaco.
She's wearing a black bikini, a silver waist chain, looking picture perfect. But it's the final slide of the carousel that sent the comments section into a frenzy.
The mystery man. A blonde-haired man is resting his head on her stomach. But the framing of the photo is deliberately ambiguous.
You can't see his face, you barely register what you're looking at. It turned her comments section into an absolute comedy show.
Fans were frantically trying to identify him, and some people hilariously commented that they thought his head was a rock.
Or a coconut, I saw that in the sources. But look at the genius of that framing. By giving the audience a puzzle, just the back of a mystery head, she steered the entire internet conversation.
Exactly. She didn't hide her private life, she gamified it.
So if Cardi B and Stassi are actively gamifying the conversation and Tom and Zendaya are actively barricading the doors, where does that leave Shakira and Manuel Garcia-Rulfo standing by a valet stand at the Sunset Tower Hotel?
It leaves them navigating the absolute wild west of the middle ground. They aren't hiding in a bunker with ironclad NDAs, but they aren't posting cryptic puzzle photos to drive up their engagement metrics either.
They are attempting to simply exist in public, but because of who they are, simple existence isn't allowed. You have a woman the public is desperately, almost aggressively, rooting for to find happiness.
Standing next to a man who fundamentally rejects the Hollywood fame game. They find themselves trying to eat a simple dinner in a world that is addicted to storylines.
It's like we, the public, are a collective of rogue directors, and we are trying to force these two people into a romantic comedy script that neither of them actually auditioned for.
The machinery of pop culture speculation no longer requires facts. It only requires a visual prompt, a leather jacket, a smile, a car door being held open. Give the digital coliseum that prompt and it will build the rest of the amphitheater around it.
It really is wild when you step back and look at the whole picture. Today we've traveled from a flashbulb-lit valet stand in West Hollywood to a childhood horse ranch in Jalisco to a highly guarded Amsterdam red carpet, all the way to a red latex outfit sparking debates in New York.
We've mapped out the sheer, undeniable force of the celebrity rumor machine.
We really have. We've seen how the rules of fame are constantly being rewritten. Stars build fortresses, they weaponize our attention, and sometimes a beautifully timed PR pivot to Italian fashion is the best possible defense against a viral photo.
It's a constantly evolving game of chess between the star, the camera lens, and the audience.
And it leaves me with this final thought for you to chew on as you scroll your own feeds. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, social media speculation instantly adds 1,000,000 more.
Seriously. Like, as consumers of pop culture, are we actually rooting for these stars to find happiness, or are we just hopelessly addicted to the suspense of the storyline?
What if the most radical, rebellious thing a celebrity can do today isn't a secret marriage or a viral latex outfit, but simply grabbing a dinner and refusing to explain it to the rest of the world?
That is a fascinating way to look at it.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.